Well, hey, how's everyone doing? You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm trying my best to bring you an educational video today, or at least my experience, my thoughts on the Beretta 92, and now I have a Taurus, or Taurus, however it's pronounced, PT92AF. And anyways, you guys, this is just going to be my experience with these two guns. I want to start by saying they're both excellent, but there's some things that you should be aware of if you're considering one or the other. And well, I'm just going to leave it right there, you guys. I've been on vacation. I've been double shifting tremendously, and I was just on vacation deer hunting this past week. It's been a good while since I made a video, and I apologize for that. So I'll try to get some more content out there like I'm doing today. I wanted to share these two pistols, which are both excellent, and I'm going to tell you some of the things on this Taurus I actually prefer over the Beretta 92, and it's a very nice pistol. Now let me just start by saying this Beretta M9, this is it's like my second or third one over the years that I've had had I think it's my second. I bought a 92S model, which was one of the Italian military bringbacks, and it or trade-in, police trade-in, I believe. Yeah, the police trade-in, the 92S. And then I sold that gun. Now, the sights on that gun, it didn't have the white paint on the three dots. Like this is a 92 FS that is an Italian-made model, and somebody's gonna want to see that. I've already checked all these guns, but you release the slide, and on this one you have the slide-mounted decocker safety. I could get the G series where it's decocker only. I might do that one day. But that's the basic gist of this pistol. Now let me just go ahead and show you this Taurus, this PT92AF, which is the reason I'm making this video today. This pistol typically comes in at about $180 less, somewhere around that area. Now I bought this one used on one of my favorite online websites, and I paid $320 for this. Which I thought was a very good deal. I know typically they'll run new for 450 or 480 if you can find them. And you might get a better deal than that, or you used to. I don't know, with all the inflation, prices are going up everywhere, so this is kind of get them while you can. Now, I want to say that this is Fjord's Taurus, made in Brazil. Where did it say that? Yeah, Forjas, Fjord's Taurus, made in Brazil. So this is the Beretta. They started a factory in Brazil that was a 10-year contract, if I'm correct, and it was to produce Beretta 92s for their police and military or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. And the Beretta company, after the 10 years was up, they sold that factory, and by then the legalities and I guess I want to use the word patent. The patent had expired on some of the original Beretta designs, and that included this frame-mounted safety decocker. Now, I'm not sure if the original Beretta 92 that had a frame-mounted safety, if it was a decocker and a safety or just a safety. These are things I don't know. I'm not an expert on the specifics here, but I will say Taurus started making them, and that they bought the factory. They started making these pistols on the Beretta tooling that they now had ownership of, and these pistols have been all over. You see them in pawn shops a lot of times really beat up. And I looked down at them and I was just, that's not an attractive pistol to me because they were very beat up. But if you can find a clean one in good condition, which is what I was able to find, uh, like I said, I purchased this online. If I remember right, it was guns.com. I do like their used market. And this showed up just a couple weeks ago, and I had it out to the range, and I just was thoroughly impressed with this gun, you guys. I want to say that there are things that I like on this gun. For instance, on this gun, now I don't care so much for the yellow follower, but it's empty, and that's what I'm showing you. It's pretty much identical to the Beretta 92 FS with the exception of your slide safety decocker is not on the slide, it's on the frame. So if I push down, that decocks the gun, and then it springs back up. And if I push up, now it's on safe. Now the trigger won't go. Now if I push that, I could cock it. It is double action, so my first shot would be double action. But if I cock the hammer like I just did, now I can decock that, and then it snaps back up, meaning it would go back to double action. It's just, if you're a guy that's used to a 1911, you could actually carry this in this condition, cocked and locked with the safety on, and that's very similar to a 1911. And if you saw someone flip it down, you're already cocked with a hair trigger. And it's, according to the manual, it's safe to carry this that way. You can carry it in this condition. You can carry it in the decocked, double action, safety off, round in the chamber. Or you could carry this gun with the safety on without a round in the chamber or with a round in the chamber. There's many ways this gun could be carried. If I was going to carry this gun, I'd probably carry it round in the chamber, decocked, because it's double action. And that would be my idea of a safety, having a higher pull for that first shot. You know, I don't like dry firing, you guys, but it's a heavier pull. If I was to keep going, it would go off. But, well, it would snap. This is an empty gun, but you get the idea. I would carry it just like that. Safety off, hammer down, ready to go. But, you know, if you're out at the range shooting, in some range, you know, the ranges, they'll holler and they'll, you know, cease fire on the range, all weapons cleared, slide back, magazines out. Well, in this case, you can slide back, magazine out, real simple. In some ranges, if you can't put the slide back, they'll say, okay, we'll engage the safety. Well, you can engage the safety with this one. You could even hammer down and then engage the safety. So little things like that. But honestly, when I'm holding this gun in the hand, it's not quite as comfortable as the Beretta. I think the grip on the Beretta, the design, I don't know if you can see that, it's very similar, but the Beretta has a little bit more of that A2 style grip. The Taurus is a little flatter. You know, I actually like the Beretta. I think the Beretta is a little bit more comfortable, but when it comes to that frame mounted safety, the Taurus wins. I really wish Beretta would, and I think they do on some of their most recent models, they've gone back to a frame mounted safety. But you guys, this is an outstanding weapon. Let me get to accuracy. With this Beretta 92, now I did replace, you know what, correction. Before I go to accuracy, let me talk about one last thing now that I remind myself. I put a stainless steel guide rod in here. It came with a plastic one. Some of the decocker components, where my finger's touching, is actually a polymer piece. The magazine release is actually a polymer piece. The little cap on the bottom that's captivated by a through pin underneath the grips that holds your mainspring for your hammer strut and hammer is a plastic piece. There's polymer parts on this gun due to weight reduction. Now, by no means is it a less quality gun, but some people would say it is. I'm okay with it. At first I wasn't, but it seems very well done, and I'm okay with it at this stage. I don't think I'm going to replace anything. The only thing I've done to this gun was open it up and I cut 2 coils off of the main spring just to make the trigger a little bit better. Probably went from whatever the stock weight, I believe it was 18 or 20 pounds. I think it was 20, probably down to 16 or 17 or 18 pounds. That's probably where I'm at. I do not get light strikes. I've tested it, and I bought a brand new spring for my storage in case I ever wanted to put the original back in. But that's all I've done to this pistol. Now the Taurus, it actually has all metal parts. It came with the stainless steel guide rod. It also comes with a place for a tactical flashlight or something like that, which I actually have. I don't like the look of a light on my gun, so I don't keep it on there. But that's definitely a bonus. I mean, some people, it's more tactical. I'm going to use that word because it is. But anyways, so your magazine release is aluminum or steel, I'm not sure. but it's metal. And your cap on the bottom, that's metal too. So your decocker safety, both sides are metal. There's no plastic on this gun except for the grip panels. That's it. So truthfully, you guys, you might be getting a higher quality gun with the Taurus, and I would strongly argue that this is the best pistol that Taurus probably has ever made because it's a Beretta design done right on Beretta tooling by Taurus. And these guns are kind of undervalued, you guys, and let me show you something. Now let me move into accuracy. I went out to the range. Now this target is old. Now it's not, it was shot just the other day. It was shot last Saturday, a couple days ago, but this target, I was shooting this new Taurus. These are all shots from the Taurus. Now I was at 25 yards and I had an actual pistol rest. Probably I'd show it to you. It's in my truck, but it has a little lead sack, and boy, you can stabilize a pistol in the rear and in the front. It sits on this rest in a way where the rear and the front is stabilized, and you can really put a gun through its paces to see the accuracy that you can achieve. And if you look at this target, you guys, I have a 3-shot group here. See 1, 2, 3. I have a 3-shot group here, 1, 2, 3. I have a 4-shot group here in the middle section. I have a 3-shot group up here, 1, 2, 3. And then I have a 3-shot group right here. And you guys, this is 25 yards. You know, there's some really good groups down in here, you guys. I mean, this gun is easily capable of shooting 2-inch groups. That's a 2-inch group. But most of these all were dead on. I didn't have to drift the sights. When I say that, I mean taking a punch and drifting the rear sight left or right on a horizontal axis in that dovetail to align your sights. This gun was dead on, you guys. You know, if I drop the magazine, that little takedown lever on Beretta, you push that button and flip this little piece down. This gun, it assembles just like a Beretta. A little bit different on the frame because of the safety, but the barrel is very nice. I would say that Beretta, you can see the chrome lining on the Beretta barrel right here a little bit more than the Taurus. So the Beretta might have a little bit more longevity with their barrel. But you guys, the military, they actually had a relatively short service life that they expected out of these, even though the guns are known for going much further than that. The military said a minimum of 5,000 rounds, and they'd retire them at 10,000 rounds. But these guns are capable of much more than that. And very impressed with this Taurus, you guys. It did not jam once. Now, the magazines are not interchangeable, and I'll show you why. Somebody's going to wonder about that. Here's the Beretta mag. Here's the Taurus mag. Now, I believe these Taurus, yes, they hold 17 plus 1. And the Beretta mags only hold 15, but you can buy aftermarket. You can get 17 plus 1 as well. These are just the standard 15 rounders that came with the Beretta, and that's fine with me. 15 or 17, not a big deal, but 17's better. Now, I'm not saying their mags are better, though. They have a yellow plastic floor plate. That kind of is an advantage. It's very clear to see when you're out. They have a metal plate on the bottom, so it's nice and solid. Now, I'm not sure the age on this gun. It could be 5 or 10 years old. When I bought it, I'd cleaned it, and I could tell it had been shot. I put about 60 rounds through it the other weekend, and it was just flawless, and it was very accurate. Shot this gun very well. Very good trigger. The trigger is the same as the Beretta. It rivals it. Both very good triggers in single and double action. But just know you will need different magazines, and the reason is, if you look, you see the difference in the cuts. I have them aligned right now. The Taurus is cut a lot fatter, little side cuts. It's fatter than the Beretta. They do not interchange. If I put the Taurus mag in the Beretta, it'll actually take it but it's not holding my slide back, and it's falling out. See, it's not a good fit. Now, with its intended mag, locks in perfect. Now, with the Taurus, if I put a Beretta mag in it, it doesn't lock into place. It'll hold the slide back, but it doesn't lock into place. I've seen people take a Dremel tool and widen those cuts. You know, I'm not going to go to that type of effort. I would just buy some more magazines. But so they do have their own proprietary type magazine, but you could alter this in the future. You know, you could buy Beretta mags and make those bigger cuts if you really wanted to, or you could just buy the Taurus mags. These have steel plates, they're just fine. This pistol came with 2 of them and the instruction manual. Now, very nice gun, you guys, and I think these are undervalued. These are Berettas, and they are made on Beretta tooling. And they do have a better style safety decocker that is safe. It does work. You can trust the decocker safety on a Taurus PT92AF, which is what this is. So accuracy's there, dependability, reliability, it's there. Normally I would criticize Taurus, all these new guns that they're making out of polymer. I used to say, if you're going to buy Taurus, get a revolver. Get one of their older pistols. Those were the best. That's what I would say. They made lots of quality revolvers, Taurus, especially the Brazilian Taurus. So I had a 1911 by Taurus once and had to send it back to their customer service twice, and it never got fixed properly, and I ended up selling it. But then I know other people that have had no issues with the 1911 by Taurus. I don't know, I think they called that one the PT1911 or something, but this gun, I don't see any fault in this one. So this will be the Taurus that I keep in my collection. But oh, you guys, if I was going into combat tomorrow, I would have no problem with either of these 2 pistols as a sidearm. If I was going to go out shooting at the range, I'm taking the Taurus. I like the safety decocker better. If I could only keep one of these 2, I'd keep the Beretta just because it costed more and it's more, you know, Italian made, and it's just a little bit better finish, a little bit more refined. But as a practical man, I would pick the Taurus if I could only own one of these and hadn't spent the money yet. I think the Taurus wins it. It's a very nice gun. Now, I know they have other clones out there today from other companies, many of which are made in Turkey, and I hear they're very good too. That might be a future project to get one of those. But you guys, this is the video. This is what I have to share. And sorry about I haven't made a video in a while. I have one other thing I'd like to share with you guys today. This is a Christian channel, and please don't go. This scripture will probably please you. This is in the book of the first letter of Paul to Timothy in the New Testament of the Christian New American Standard Bible. I'm going to start reading in chapter 1, verse 5. Paul, he says, "But the goal of our instruction is love from a pure heart and a good conscience and a sincere faith. For some men straying from these things have turned aside to fruitless discussion, wanting to be teachers of the law, even though they do not understand either what they are saying or the matters with which they make confident assertions." Now, catch this part, you guys. "But we know that the law is good if one uses it lawfully, realizing the fact that law is not made for a righteous person, but for those who are lawless and rebellious." Let me say that again. Realizing the fact the law is not made for a righteous person, but for those who are lawless and rebellious, for the ungodly and sinners, for the unholy and profane, for those who kill their fathers or mothers, for murderers and for immoral men, and homosexuals, and kidnappers, and liars, and perjurers, and whatever else is contrary to sound teaching, according to the glorious gospel of the blessed God with which I have been entrusted. You guys, here recently, just living in America, just with all the laws and all the things that you have to do, all the hoops that you have to jump through, whether it's firearm ownership, which, praise God, is still, if you've kept yourself out of trouble, is not difficult. But in some states, it's restrictions. That's restricted. You need insurance on this or that. There's just so many registration of this or that. There's so much law out there, and it's money. It's the government, but it's also safety in some respects because of the possible insurance claims. Or I digress. I'm getting in another direction. But when we just look at the law of God, the Ten Commandments, the law was not made for a righteous person, but for those who are lawless and rebellious. It's the basic instruction, the commandments of God. But if you're walking according to love, if you're walking in like manner of Christ, the law is not for you. We're delivered from the death and the curse of the law to walk in newness. And if we're walking by the Spirit, then instinctively you do the things of the Spirit, the things that are pleasing to the Lord. And you're not, murdering or immoral or kidnapping, liar, perjurers, if I'm pronouncing that correct. That's to give a false testimony. There's many things that could be included in this list, but Paul is just summing this up. Realize the fact the law is not made for a righteous person. You guys, if everybody was honest and righteous, we wouldn't need security shacks. We wouldn't need checkpoints and this and that. The world would be a much better place. And it will one day when the new heavens and the new earth are here. But you guys stay encouraged. Stay strong in the faith. I'm going to get back to you one day with a 1,000-round range report on this, possibly. I've been shooting Gecko German ammunition through it, and I have some Norma ammunition on the way. I quit buying the Tula. I quit buying the cheaper stuff. I figured I want precision and I want accuracy, and Tula's not bad, but ammo prices. I mean, I can get Norma. I got it on Black Friday for $15 a box with free shipping. 124 grain 9mm. So if I can get the brass for that price, yeah, that's what I'm going to feed. So, and this Gecko, I believe I paid about 16 or 17 a box for it, ordering it in bulk. And it's just a 9mm Luger. It's a German-made company, but very good stuff. Well, until next time, you guys stay blessed. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe you own a PT92AF. Maybe you have the all stainless model, which is very desirable as well. Just let me know. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. Until next time, y'all have a blessed day.